everybody. It's Friday. We've made it to Friday. It's Free Tip Friday with Kate here for beadshop.com. So I hope everyone's had a great week. I know I have. We've had an amazing, crazy, busy week with our sales and our flash sale, trunk show sale on Facebook. All kinds of cool stuff has been happening, but we've made it to Friday, and I've got a really great project to share with you guys today. So I'm in front of the camera, and Brandwen's behind the camera doing some filming and some shouting out of questions, so we're really glad to see you guys here. So just a couple of things before we get started on the project. I did want to mention we have some really great stuff going on in the newsletter this week. One of them is, or this weekend rather, one of them is a chance to win our new Kara's. You can hear Kara, she's on the phone to maybe even one of you guys. But you have 3 chances to win our Bead Shop swag bags, which are pretty exciting. We gave one away on Wednesday to Sally, and we gave one away yesterday to Kim. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
yes,
it?
Yeah, it was
like,
yesterday.
It seems like it was so many days ago. We've been so busy. Yesterday to Kim, and we have drawings all week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so all you need to do is open up your newsletter, place that order with our discount that's going on, and you'll be entered to win our swag bag, which is pretty exciting. We've got all kinds of cool stuff in there left over from, these were the swag bags that we gave away at our retreat. And look, there's all kinds of cool stuff in here. But if you go to the blog, not the blog, the newsletter, you'll see a photo of everything in there. So that's that. So Brandwen, who have we got on?
We've got so many people. Your mom's here, of course.
Hey, Ma, how are you?
Kimberly.
Yay!
Saying you look rested.
Oh, see, it's because of the lipstick. It's the lipstick.
We got people from Seattle.
Yay, welcome.
Trudy, Clarice, Charlene.
All right.
Angela.
Everyone's
Lisa.
Here.
Yeah, the
Awesome.
gang's all here.
The gang is all here. Well, let me tell you guys a little bit about the project that we're going to be doing today. You know, on Free Tip Friday, sometimes I always don't have things planned out as much because I like kind of being super creative and figuring out what I'm going to share with you guys. So Wednesday, Emily and I had a really fun day doing our hammered, our forged earrings, which was really fun. And so I was thinking about how I could kind of do a riff on that for you guys. And so what I was thinking about doing something about coils, and I was talking to my mom on the phone. And my mom said, you know what you should do, Kate? You should bring back your oldie but goodie wired bead. She goes, that's one of my favorite projects that you've done. And I was like, oh my God, Ma, you're so smart. I forgot about that project completely. So today's the day. I'm going to share with you, and you're going to be wanting to make these, I think, all weekend, are these little wire beads. And we'll turn it around and I'll get you a close-up on it because I want you to get started as soon as possible. So let's jump in and move it on around. All right, you guys, let's get this show on the road. So Brandwen, I think if you pull it right along, kind of like here. Whoops, let me see where we are with that so we can get it.
We'll situate.
All situated. Let's see what we've got. I'm going to be working really tight, so get me, if you can,
Okay.
right here. Right in there, Brandwen. Get it. Let me see. I'm going to actually move this a little bit more so you see a little more of me and a little less of my surroundings. There we go. I love it. There we go. Situating. There we go. And I think you guys will be able to see where I'm working okay. Right, Bran? You'll be able to pick that up. Okay, cool. You take your phone back, and I am good. All right. So, let me show you guys a close-up of what I've got. Maybe I'll pull my stuff. Can you kind of see that, Bran, without all the, as Janice likes to say, the chazarai around there? So this is the little wire bead, you guys, and I love making these. And we're going to use just a simple coil project, or a coil form to do it. So let me talk first about the tools and materials that we're going to use, okay? So what I've got here are the usual suspects for pliers. And I have my nylon jaw wire straightening plier. I've got my round nose plier, my chain nose plier, and of course my trusty wire cutter. And in this case I really do want it to be a flush cutter, so I've got my Xuron flush cutter here, okay? And I'm going to use some wire, and today, you know, you could make these out of different gauges, but today I'm going to make mine out of 18 gauge because I like the weight of that piece, and you'll see why when I do my finished piece a little bit of a heavier gauge is nice. So I've got 18 gauge in a variety of colors, and I've also pulled some classic round beads. I've got some 10 millimeter, I've got some 8 millimeters, I've got some 6 mil. Any of these round beads, this project is perfect for these guys, okay? And then I have some head pins and some eye pins, or let me reverse that, some eye pins and some head pins. There we go. So the stuff you're going to need is fairly minimal. And then if you're going to want to turn these into earrings, I've got some ear wires here. So let's jump in and I'll show you how to make this wire bead armature first. Brendan, any questions so far?
Well, everybody's talking about how it should be Fun Tip Friday because it's so much fun.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Fun Tip Friday. Maybe we'll add another F in there.
And we did get a question about the trunk show counting towards the giveaway.
Oh, yeah, no, the trunk show that you guys did yesterday, that was a completely kind of separate thing. So unfortunately, those trunk show orders, but thanks for asking, those trunk show orders actually didn't qualify you, and I should have actually maybe put that on the thing. But you know, the trunk show, it was our first learning experience. It was really fun. You guys really responded, and I took copious notes to make the next time work all that much smoother. So I'm super excited to hear about what you guys think about what you get and how you liked it. I'd love to hear your feedback, but I'll plan some more because it was a lot of work, but it was really, really fun. So, and I think everyone enjoyed it. And I think it's a great way to bring some unique product to you guys that we can't maybe always have enough of to put on the website. So thanks for bearing with me yesterday. It was really fun. Okay, so you can see what I've been doing here. I've pulled out my 18 gauge wire and I've marked the center of the wire at 3 inches, and now I'm going to cut it here at 6. Okay, and I'm going to cut my flush ends. So I've got a nice flush end there and a nice flush end there. And when I say a flush end, I mean a nice straight across end to my wire, not a little pointy end. Okay? So just like Emily and I did on Facebook Live on Wednesday, what I did was we made a little coiled like S component. So I started that coiled component with my chain nose pliers last time, but I'm going to start it with my round nose this time because I want the interior of that spiral to be really, really round. So I'm going to start it with my round nose, maybe get it a little more rounded. Then I'm going to stop. Then I'm going to continue my spiral with my chain nose plier. Okay, and I'm going to tuck that end in so it kind of curves in. I'm going to get my spiral going, easing up on the death grip on that wire, okay? But I want a nice curve. Now I'm going to spiral one direction till I get to this mark. All right, so let's spiral. Ma, you remember the looks of these beads? My mom's like, yeah, I've made these beads forever. This is one of kind of the first things I've I did kind of with wire was make these little beads, and you can string with them. You can, we're going to put a bead inside them next. They're super versatile. They're really, really fun. So I'm going to wire that spiral up to about the center. And see, I've got a little bit of space and stuff in there, but that's okay. They don't have to be super tightly wound and perfect. Those little spaces are just going to add to the character of the piece later. So I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to spiral, but I'm going to spiral in the opposite direction, you guys. So my little component will have an S shape to it. So let me start by making that middle. Again, I'm using 18 gauge wire, and I cut about 6 inches of it. I marked it in the center at 3 inches, and now I'm spiraling. What's making you crack up over there, Brandon?
Well, we don't have Gita today, and somebody was asking what shadows were, and somebody's like, "Where's Gita?"
Where is Gita? Oh my gosh, Gita!
But
we're missing you today.
We did have somebody ask what were shadow beads.
Shadows, my favorite bead in the whole wide world. If you go onto our website at beadshop.com and you put in shadows, you'll see all of the metal beads. It's a little hexagon shaped metal bead, and we carry them actually in 3 different sizes. It's one of my favorites for laddering, but you could certainly pop a shadow inside this or in between them. But I don't know, a shadow, I've loved shadow beads probably as long as I've been making these little bead components. So now, the next step, we're going to make our wire bead kind of look like this. So what we do is I get my round nose plier and I poke the center, set it right there on the table, and I'll poke the center kind of up like this. Can you see how the bead is kind of pushing out, making a little period, or a little pyramid rather, not period, pyramid. You remember how in Truth or Dare, Madonna was wearing all of that Jean Paul Gaultier couture, remember? The Madonna bra? Well, that's what we're making. I always call this the Madonna bra portion of this design, right? So there we are. We have our 2 cones, just like Madonna in Truth or Dare. All right. Now, once I've got my little portion kind of splayed out like this, I can come in and I start to bend it in half, like that, just with my fingers. And I kind of coax it in so it's even. Now I can decide to put a bead in there. So I'm going to put in this 8mm little Amazonite, it looks like, is what I'm working with.
Belize also.
Yeah, the Belize. I'm going to kind of center everything. And if I need to kind of make everything, you know, give it a little bit of a detailing here, I can. Kind of open it up, even it out. There we go. I like the looks of that. Now, what I'll do, I can do a couple of things. I can, if I wanted to make these loop together, I'll get an eye pin and I'll poke it around inside until I go through the bead hole. And you can see that center, that little center opening I made? We need to make sure that that center opening, if you're going to not put any beads on the sides, like this one, see, I made that opening a little bit smaller, so let me poke it through there. Because we don't want the eye, there we go, we don't want the eye of this pin to be pulling through. So we want to make sure that interior spiral is small enough. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come in, see how that's kind of big? I'm going to see if I can make that just a little smaller, maybe, tiny. There we go. Squeeze it, maybe squeeze it once more. There we go. I like the looks of that. Now we'll put this eye pin back in. How we doing, Bran?
We're doing great. Gita's having a few problems, so she's
Gita!
she's doing her best.
Yay!
She has done some linking, but
Gita.
she's fighting with Facebook.
Well, Gita, when you're not here, we miss you. Everyone misses you.
And we got a shout out
Look at that.
for your Periscope days.
Oh, from my old Periscope days. You know, if you go to my personal,
From Alexis.
oh, Alexis. Hi, Alexis. If you go to my personal YouTube, it's just Kate Ferrant Richburg or Kate Richburg on YouTube. You'll find my personal YouTube channel, and that is chock full of all of my metalsmithing things that I do like this. So you can always find me there on my YouTube channel. Some of you, it was great during the trunk show, during the trunk show sale, you guys were watching my Craftsy class, which was kind of cool, mixing metal and beads, which was awesome. So see how I just looped that together, loop to loop, and look at how cute this little connection is. Now I could make a whole bunch of these to go around my wrist, or I could link these with chain, or the fun doesn't stop. I could also put a little, whoops, come back here, a little dangly bead. That's just a 6 millimeter rather. I could wire wrap it. Maybe I'll wire wrap it instead of just loop it. What do you guys think?
Trish is trying to follow along. She says she's not quite as fast as you.
Oh, Trish. Well, you can watch this on the replay again and again. And I'm going to make it one more time because we're going to need a pair. So I'll go through it once more for you, okay?
And
So
Marine's
never fear.
watching for the first time. She's very
Hey,
excited.
welcome. Welcome, first time, long time listener, first time caller. I don't know, whatever they say on talk radio. Well, welcome, welcome. Yes, well, Kim, if you're watching, Kim C, that swag bag is coming right out to you. I hope you're going to love it. The random number generator chose Kim. It was from our Facebook Live broadcast when we gave that one away. That's where Kim won that one from. The Facebook Live and the Wednesday giveaway that everybody was in on. That was really fun. It was really fun to put those swag bags together. I'm still kind of on a retreat high. I don't know if any of our retreaters are watching us today, but
Kim is very excited. She's all, I heard, thank you.
Yay!
And we've got a number of people who are following along as you do this. So
You guys, nice work.
Anna, I believe Jackie said she was.
Hey, Jackie.
And Anna.
Is that Jackie H?
Yes.
Hey, Jackie. So I haven't had a chance to reply to your really, 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 really sweet email you sent into us, into me. I shared it during our staff meeting on Thursday, and for those of you who aren't in the know, it's not just a conversation between Jackie and I, but she sent a really nice just email about how she's really found some great inspiration for her jewelry making. So we're really pleased, Jackie, that we could help you with that, and we were all super touched by your email. So thank you so much for sending that in. It meant a lot to us. So here, you guys, check it. I've got my little niobium wire. I've got my bead. I've got this wire wrap bead. You could add some chain to the bottom. This component is like your springboard or your jumping off point for a whole bunch of designs. So let me go through it one more time. I'll go through it a little bit more quickly. And this time I'm going to make one that's a little bit larger because I have this mate of that one over there. Maybe I'll make this one in copper just for fun. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to measure 8 inches this time. But before, for the smaller earring size, I measured 6. But this one, I think, will fit a little bit of a larger bead. So I'm going to go with this 8 inches, or thereabouts, close enough. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to mark it at that 4 inch with my trusty permanent marker. Then I'm going to make sure that's flush cut. And let's go for it. Let's spiral. Spiral in the center. Start with the round nose. Continue with the chain nose. And I've made these beads as small, using as small as 22 gauge wire. I make the beads themselves a little bit smaller in scale. So if I were using 22 gauge, maybe I'd cut my wire 4 inches and spiral it up for a bead that's a little smaller in scale. When you make really big beads like this one, you need the weight of a heavier gauge. But you could even go up to 16 gauge if you wanted to. I love 16 gauge wire. We were playing around with that on Wednesday and it was awesome. So you can see my spiral's a little bit bigger, so there's one. Now I'm going to turn it round. Turn it round. Let's go ahead and though cut that flush cut so there's not a little point, but it's a nice flush cut of wire. And I'm going to come in, make that, whoops, make that interior loop. Whoops, and notice, see what I'm not doing? I'm not making sure that it's going the other way, so I need to stop for a moment, make sure that my spirals are facing in the proper direction, and then I continue. There we go.
Pantia wants to know, if you buy these cages already made, can you spread them to place the bead in there?
You probably can. I've seen these sometimes already made, like with colored wires and stuff like that. If the wire is springy, I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try. Unless the wire is super stiff and you have to pry it open. If it's not real supple, then I probably wouldn't force it. That's my sage wire advice for you. See how I'm just using my fingers even, you guys? Look at that. There's no pliers needed. So here we go. There we go. That's a spiral center that I like the looks of. I haven't been wire working lately, so I'm a little rusty. So this one's a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead and make our little pyramids with our round nose plier. Put it on that round nose. Push it down. Push it down. There's one pyramid. And now we'll make our second one. Remember, going the same way, because when we fold it, we're going to fold it in half, and that's how it comes together to form the bead. Okay, and you don't want them too open, but that looks about right. I don't know.
Okay, we got a couple of questions.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this 10 millimeter in and fold it up. Okay, Bran, questions. What have we got?
Angela wants to know, do you do any hardening, wire hardening? Necessary, not necessary?
Good question, Angela. I thought about getting the bench block and hammer out and doing some hammering. You could. I'm using heavy gauge, so these are pretty stiff, and the spiraling kind of work hardens this a bit. But you could hammer when your spiral is flat, like this. Put it down on your bench block, hammer. It's going to flatten these, pardon me, a little bit. So in the profile view, your wires won't be as round. They'll be a little flatter. But I've done it before, and I like the way it looks. So you certainly can.
And the other question is from another first-timer, Hillary.
Hey, Hillary.
What would you do to make a cage for a non-hold bead?
A non-hold bead. Probably the same way. But what I would do, and how timely that you've asked, Hillary, because I'm going to show you what I do with this. So see, here's the 10 millimeter. Now let's say that this didn't have a hole. Watch what I do. I grab that little interior of the spiral, wait for it. I bend it up at an angle.
Ooh.
I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Pull it up a little bit, grab it, bring it up at a right angle. So see what I've got there, Hill? See where I'm going with this? And I can link these either together with a jump ring. I could kind of cut this loop a little bit here so it would open and close like an earring loop, and just link them together. Or I could make a link using an eye pin or a wire wrapped section and link them that way. So let me put that one down there.
Oh, that got lots of, ooh, it's magic.
Isn't it? It is. It's like, you guys, I'm serious. You're going to want to make these beads all flippin' weekend. That's why I really wanted to show them to you today, to give you, I don't know, they're quick and easy. And, you know, if you're just sitting down watching a show or whatever, they're kind of fun to just keep your hands busy with your wire. So let me just make a wire wrapped section here. You guys can find the wire wrapping portion of this in our skill builders on beadshop.com. if you go to our projects page and you go to skill builders and you go to making a wire wrap loop, the wire wrap loop handout you can just download and have that for reference. I've also done it on several Free Tip Fridays. Now, you guys, I'm so excited about doing this wire wrap loop. I have done what I tell you not to do, which is wire wrap this closed. Because this wire wrap closed loop and this loop, wah wah, they don't want to connect. But I'll connect it on the other side. Happens to the best of us. I get so excited that I'm wire wrapping, and then I don't connect it. So let's do this other side and I'll show you how I connect it. Happens to the best of us. Up and over, down and underneath. Now, before I wire wrap, what do? I connect it. That way it's an all-enclosed connection. But I could also connect it with a jump ring. That's okay too. I'll hold it there, and I'll get my second pair of pliers, my chain nose or my bent chain nose. One after the other. Just lay it in, you guys, lay it in. Before I wrap it all the way, this is that little tip I like to share. I cut away my extra wire. Then there's a little tiny opening there that I can come in and push my wire into without everything going haywire. Okay, so see how you can do a section or a bunch of these connectors. I could do this bead down here, right, and keep going, and it would make a nice chain link. This would also make a great earring this way. I could put an ear wire on it this way. Look good. Let's do that. Let's do one final.
And did we cover the no hole?
Yeah, so that would be a no hole. That has a hole in it, but you could stuff anything in there, right? Because these are the links. We're not using an eye pin. Let's finish it off by my very favorite, the plain old tiny spiral charm. Spirals are really it's a shape in wire that you can really riff off of. You know, you can really make a whole bunch of different connectors or designs with the humble spiral. I'm gonna just spiral that up. Again, I could take this to my bench block and hammer it out if I wanted to, but since I did a lot of hammering on Wednesday, I'm going to go ahead and just clip that off. And you're asking, how much did you clip off? It's about a ½ inch there, maybe a little less. I may have to adjust it a little bit. Whoops. Come on now. But I think that looks about right. Curl that little guy over. And now I've got my spiral charm, which I'm wild about. And I open that guy up. And we'll just put it on the end of this. Okay. So look at that. I think that looks fantastic.
Got a lot of love for just a simple spiral.
Simple spiral, but fan-flippin-tastic. I think it looks great. And you can see, for those of you who joined us on Wednesday, I'm wearing these today. This is the simple spiral, just larger. That's 16 gauge, and you can see it has been hammered. So it's the same. See, it's the same. We've just made it a little bit bigger and with a bigger sized wire. So I really urge you with these simple forms to just kind of jump in and experiment you know, you could make a whole little bunch of these little component pieces, and they'd look fantastic. But this is a great pair. My mom would wear these as a pair of earrings. She likes, as someone said, I think it was Alice from our retreat, she said that earrings are meant to be sisters and not twins, right? Isn't that, I think, what Alice said? So, Alice, you're right. So I'm going to call these sister earrings. One's a little bit different than the other. But yeah, that's it. So any questions, Bran?
No,
Final-
just really
final
enjoying
words?
it. Beautiful, gorgeous.
Oh, you guys are so nice to me.
So they're very excited by this.
Thanks.
And a
So,
lot of inspired, and a lot of people like, I've got the wire, I'm ready to go.
yes, I want to see them. So whatever you make, you guys, email me over at kate@beadshop.com so I can see how it goes. I'm going to put up these photos up on our blog so you've got a reference point for those so you can see them, and a little outline of the tools and materials that I've used. But I'm super excited to see what you make. So, Bran, I'll come around. Let's sign this show off and get our weekend started. Well, it's not quite ready to start. It will be. Oh, let me move these tools
Oh,
from underneath there, and these beads from underneath there. Alrighty.
get this back out.
Get me ready.
I think
Am
you're
I
there.
good? All right. Well, thanks so much, you guys, for joining me. I think it was a fun Free Tip Friday. And thanks, Ma, for pulling that out of the archives. It was a really fun one. I am going to have to revisit this. I haven't made these beads in so long, and now I've got the fever. The fever, I'm telling you. So for all weekend, you guys, just as a reminder, all weekend, if you're watching this later on the YouTube replay, and it's not, what is the date today, Bran? The 22nd? 22nd. Yesterday was the 21st,
Okay.
right? It was the
I
fall.
know it's fall.
Yep, fall happened. Fall happened. But if it's after the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, unfortunately, you guys won't be able to enter. But if you're watching this weekend, make sure and open up your newsletters, you guys, because there'll be chances to win. We're giving one of the swag bags away, one a day, for our Feel the Love sale. And all you need to do is place an order. Use the coupon code that's in your email, which is LOVE25, which means that takes 25% off of your whole order. So that happens on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we'll be giving, as I said, 3 of these bags away. So that's what I've got. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Stay creative. I'm going to get a little bit of well-earned rest, but, you know, if you don't work hard, you can't rest hard. So have a fantastic weekend, and Emily and I will see you on Wednesday for part 1 of right angle weave. I can't wait to learn this technique from Emily. It's going to be really exciting. All right, you guys, talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.